getting set for what should be nothing short of an epic battle. It's the pivotal Game 5 of the World Series between the LA Dodgers and the Kansas City Royals. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. With me are Eric Harris and Steve Lyons. And Steve, this is still anyone's series as we get ready for Game 5.
Well, and now you can see they're down 3-1, so we're in that classic must-win territory now. They're going to need to win 3 straight to take the series. But as a player, you really can't think that way. It's time for that old baseball cliche. You got to take them 1 game at a time, and that definitely applies right here and now.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. The crowd is ready to erupt as their guys get set to take the field. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
Now taking the field, welcome your 2015 Kansas City Royals.
And briefly here, a glance at the 2 starters who'll get the ball here in this one. More from the guys as this one goes along, but first, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Los Angeles Dodgers, as the skipper Don Mattingly will line his guys up this way. They'll match up against the guy you see there, the veteran right-hander James Shields. And the Royals defensively will look like this behind him. D. Gordon will get his first opportunity here, and if you go by the numbers, it's been a disappointing start to this World Series for him so far.
Yeah, he really hasn't gotten on track, and I think you have to give some of that credit to good pitching. But he's really been a bit of a non-factor so far. Still time for him to turn it around.
Underway now tonight as the first pitch is looked at for strike 1 as we'll get this going a little late at 7:06 tonight. He may not throw a ton of change-ups here tonight, but he's got a good one when he needs it.
And I think he will need it because this is a good fastball hitting team. Most teams are, so the more you can keep these guys guessing off balance, the better.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a grounder fouled, and that almost took the first base coach along with it. Now the 1-2 home to Gordon. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Now a swing and a bouncing ball toward the hole. Throw over by Infante, and that's at number 1.
You know, there's no such thing as a routine grounder with this guy. If you take your time, he's going to be safe. He'll beat it out. So that's a nice job of getting rid of it quickly and getting him at first base.
Here's Carl Crawford now. As he swings down on the first pitch and sends a chopper over to third. Throw gets him, 2 down.
There's nothing easy about this play right here. It's a high chopper, so he knows he's going to have to field and throw pretty much all in one motion. And he does so here to get his man. That's a nice play.
Yasiel Puig will stand in, and this pitching staff has kept his bat silent throughout the series so far.
Yeah, just 2 hits for him so far, but you got to figure he's due. I don't think they're going to hold him down all series long.
Here's the first offering. This ball's hit in the air down the right side and out of play. 0-1. Now here it comes. Setting him up inside as he swings and misses for strike 2. You got to figure that man right there would be more than happy to see this guy at the plate taking his swings with 2 out and nobody on all night long.
So would the guy on the mound.
And he finds himself another pitch as this is fouled away to keep it at 0-2. Here comes another 0-2. And now this is swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Will reach out with one hand to make the catch on the move, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. And now the Royals get their first shot in a scoreless ball game. Starting lineup for the Royals looks like this. They'll be opposed by the American League's Cy Young Award winner from 2009, the hard-throwing right-hander Zach Greinke. And behind him defensively, the Dodgers will line up like this. Here now is Nori Aoki to start things out in the home half of inning number 1.
Right fielder, Nori Aoki.
And this is in the air down the left field line and into foul territory. And no shot even for Crawford. It's a foul ball. Now the pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air. And this is going to work out for him. It's a base hit.
For all the line drives that get caught out there, you'll take one of these once in a while. Well, I don't know what you call this thing. A little fly ball or a little flare. But you see everybody converging on it and nobody getting there.
Here's Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
And that's about where he'll sit with that fastball, 93, 94. And that's plenty hard enough to blow it by guys when you need to.
He waits. Now the pitch. Runner goes for second. Pitch is a cold strike. The throw not in time as he steals second.
And we'll give you an isolation look at this one from our camera down in the third base well. You'll see he's not looking back. This is a straight steal, and he's into second with no one out.
Pause, now the pitch. And this will be fouled away. A runner at second, nobody out. The next 0-2. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
A classic strikeout pitch there on 0-2. It's one he loves going to, but great recognition there at the plate to lay off.
Here's Greinke's 1-2. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Now's our chance. Let's go.
2-2 pitch on the way. And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2.
You can just sense him starting to tense up out there on the mound. They had him down 0-2, and now he's struggling to make the perfect pitch, and it's not happening.
Three and two, here it is. Here's the ball hit pretty well and carrying to deep right. And that's taken in straightaway right. Will he try from second? And he'll make it up to third safely here with one away.
And this fly ball will work almost like a sacrifice here, and that'll move the guy up to third now with one out. Now, if they could just get another fly ball identical to that one, they'll be able to get themselves a run.
Billy Butler will step in here with a runner at third now, so maybe an important at-bat here early in the ball game.
Yeah, I think you really need to get something out of this inning, even if it's just a sacrifice fly. If you let this guy off the hook, he might not even give you another chance.
Here's the first pitch now from Greinke. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
And this is all about having faith in your catcher that he's going to block that pitch, as well he should. He's one of the best around when it comes to smothering balls in the dirt.
The 1-0 pitch. And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. But a foul ball, 1-1. A man at third with one away. Greinke ready now, the 1-1. And a good spot for that pitch as it's chopped foul. Here comes a 1-2. Now a fastball taken outside here as it moves it to 2-2 now. Here he comes on 2-2. Tried to fool him with the changeup, but he won't offer at it. 3-2. EK, where are you going now on 3-2?
I still got to work at corner. Not just going to throw it right down the middle and grab a strike. Can't be a giveaway.
Full count pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and Butler's gone here. 2 away now.
Yeah, and that's a big second out right there, and that's going to keep that runner anchored over their third base. So they may wind up not getting that first run across after all.
Eric Hosmer will get his first shot here, trying to come through with 2 away and a runner at third. First pitch coming. The fastball here as we'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
And this is maybe not a pitch around situation, but you need to be real careful with a guy like this in 2 away.
The next pitch. That misses. 2-0. And this is something we've seen a lot from him recently. He's worked his way into another good hitter's count.
Yeah, it's not unrelated either. When you're going good at the plate, usually means you're being selective and you're not getting yourself out. And when that happens, you'll find yourself in these kind of counts.
3-0 now. Green light here on 3-0.
Yeah, I want my run producer swinging the bat. This is my number 7 hitter? Probably not.
Now the 3-0 offering. 3-1 now. Here he comes, 3-1. And a great location that time on the corner. 3-2 now.
And sometimes if you don't get to a guy like this early, then you're never going to get to him. So you don't want to let this chance pass you by.
Now the 3-2 pitch. And this is fouled back and out of play. Once again, a 3-2. Boy, really making him work now as the 7th pitch of the at-bat is also fouled away, so the count will hold steady at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 one more time. And he missed with it there, ball 4. It's a 2-out walk with the runner still at third.
Wow, just a great at-bat right there. Simple as that. Patient, laid off some tough pitches. He was rewarded.
Alex Gordon will stand in at a good first inning RBI spot. Runners at the corners now and 2 away. Now here's the first pitch. Swinging a ball hit softly on the ground. On to first, and the Royals can't cash in as the inning is over. Royals strand a pair. We've played an inning. No score. Matt Kemp leads things off now in the top half of the second.
Leading off for the Dodgers, center fielder number 27, Matt Kemp.
First pitch on the way. High and tight here to begin the inning. It's ball 1.
Overrated.
Here comes the 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Now Kemp awaits the 1-1. A big uppercut there as he popped this straight up. There is Moustakas to look it in for the first out.
Well, sometimes when you miss with your location, it actually works to your benefit. I mean, this pitch is further up than I think he wants it, but hey, it works out for him.
Adrian Gonzalez will get his shot now. Great power numbers during the regular season. Still searching for that first home run in the postseason, however.
And these guys really need him to start producing because it seems like pitchers have the upper hand in the postseason. You're always facing the other team's best. And they've pretty well neutralized him all October long.
Let's go, Royals.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. Nothing in 1.
And on the mound here, you got to make sure you pitch to the shift. You don't want to make it easier for a guy to go the other way on you.
And the pitch. And that misses. 1-1.
Hey, up. Try opening your eyes for the next pitch.
Ready now on 1-1. Fastball called strike. 1-2. One of the things that makes him so tough to hit, the ability to put his pitches right on the black.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the catcher's glove on some of these, and it literally does not move. That's how good his stuff is.
Here comes the 1-2. And there's a pitch Gonzalez takes, and we're back even at 2-2.
Nice going up.
The 2-2. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Open your eyes.
On deck, there's Hanley Ramirez. Here's the 3-2 pitch. In the air, down the left field line and deep. And he will make the play. 2 away now. And with 2 away now, let's take another look at our playoff brackets. And, of course, the question on everybody's mind, will we crown a champion here tonight? So bases are empty here with 2 gone. And here now a tough out in the person of the shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. And here's the first pitch. And Shields starts the at-bat with a changeup, good for strike 1.
It's so important with guys like this to get ahead with strike 1. Put them behind in the count and on their back foot right away.
Now the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-1. The 1-1. And this one's tapped foul at home plate. Now the 1-2. And he'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. Here comes a 2-2. And he just manages to stay alive here as he fights this one foul. No score here as we play inning number 2. 2-2 one more time. And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that, the side is retired. Dodgers down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Salvador Perez will come forward now, and as you see by the numbers, he's off to a hot start here in the Fall Classic.
Yeah, and you know some guys just love being on that big stage, and he's been a big part of this ball club all season long, so it's no surprise to me that he swung a hot bat when it matters the most.
Now here's the first pitch. In the air now for the center fielder count. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Yeah, jumping on the first pitch of the inning there. Gave it a pretty good ride, but in the end, winds up being a pretty routine first out.
Mike Moustakas will stand in now for the first time, coming off, well, nothing short of a dynamic performance last time out.
Well, it makes you wonder how they're going to attack him here in this game. I would bet that they're a lot more cautious with him.
First pitch coming. There's a strike at the knees, 0-1. Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1. One on the way. Now a swing and a hard hit grounder, but a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. So 1-2 with 1 away. Now a swing as he shoots this one over to first. And Gonzalez takes this one over to first himself for the out.
Well, that's a nice job right there to readjust to that curveball. I don't know if he was sitting on it or what, but he certainly hit it hard. Unfortunately for him, right at someone.
Omar Infante will get his first chance now, trying to get something started with 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Here it comes now to Infante. Now a ball lined towards center field. Well, this will be pulled in out there at second base, and that'll be that. Good work there by Zach Greinke. Still 0-0. A.J. Ellis will stand in now to lead things off. 7, 8, and 9 here to start the third inning.
And maybe one of these guys can break this string of 6 straight retired to start the ball game.
First offering on the way. And, oh, look out as the cutter ran way in and just about drilled him.
I think it's pretty simple. The message here is stop leaning out over the plate. Pitcher's got to be able to work inside, so That's just a reminder there.
The 1-0. Swinging a ball hit hard on the ground at first. And he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
Batting 8, the designated hitter, Justin Turner.
Justin Turner will get his first opportunity now. First pitch to him. And he puts a pretty good jolt into this one, high and deep to center. And he will run this one down. A good read off the bat for the second out.
Well, I thought for a second that this might make a dent in both the hit and the run column, but he didn't quite get all of it. It's probably the best swing, though, they've had so far.
Thomas Whiters will stand in now with 2 away, trying to avoid another 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, this has been total domination these past few innings. They haven't been able to mount any kind of threat whatsoever.
First pitch coming. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. Here it comes. And he gets him to lift one high in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Infante is there, and they breeze through this half inning as the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Lorenzo Cain makes his way to the plate to get us started here in the bottom of inning number 3. Here's the first pitch to him. Here's Greinke back to work now as he jumps ahead of the first man to greet him. It's strike 1.
And you know, if you're going to challenge a guy up in the zone with a fastball, why not do it on the first pitch? A lot of times he's going to be taken anyway, and you just bought yourself a strike that you can now throw anything off of.
And this ball's heading for the seats down the right side as the count will move to 0-2 now. The pitch. Pitch in the dirt, swung on and missed for strike 3 as they'll need to throw to first here. Throw on to first is in time to get him, so that'll go down as a strikeout and a 2-3 putout for out number 1.
Boy, that curveball is really moving now. He gets him to swing right over the top of it, and then you're going to see the nice work behind the plate to do a little cleanup back there and then get the putout down at first.
Here's Nori Aoki. As he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Here's the pitch. And now a curveball as he's got to lean out of the way. That one nearly got him.
And even though that's not intentional, as a hitter, you still hate to see that ball up around your eyes.
So 1-1. Cold strike on the inside, and he can't believe it at the plate. It's 1-2 now.
This is the thing that's so impressive about this guy. He'll show you that good breaking ball, but then he'll run that fastball up the ladder at 92, 93.
Curveball just about rung him up, but it's to 2-2.
Well, I'd be surprised if they go back to the curve again on 2-2. He's had a couple of pretty good looks at it at the plate.
Here's the 2-2 offering. And this is swung on and missed, though the ball did hit the ground, so we'll need to go to first. Throw to first will take care of him. Score at 2-3 on the putout, and there are 2 gone now.
Hey, if you came here to see offense in this ballgame, sit back and relax just a little bit. Both of these pitches are absolutely dueling it out right now.
Alcides Escobar will stand in here hoping to at least put a ball in play here this inning. Now the first pitch. And this is popped fouled off to the right and back into the seats. And now a pitch on the way. in there, and he's in control 0-2 now.
And even with 2 outs, this is a team that can still put something together here, especially in this part of the lineup, so you can't let your guard down.
Pitch on the way. This is foul right side. Now another 0-2. And he struck him out. So a fine inning here as he strikes out this side in order. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. More on tap from Game 5 after this. D. Gordon will stand in to begin their half of the 4th with his guys still looking for their first hit of the ballgame.
And still looking for their first base runner, too. 9 up, 9 down.
Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt, the first pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Not much to shout about for either team here as we start the 4th inning, 0-0.
Yeah, I think we kind of knew that pitching might take the upper hand here. Maybe not to this extent, but both guys have really thrown the ball well.
Back-to-back fastballs here as he takes control 0-2.
Well, as we've seen so far, this isn't a team that's going to wait around too long to feel a pitcher out. They're an aggressive team all the way from top to bottom. And if that first pitch is anywhere close, most of these guys are going to take a hack at it.
Now here it comes. Now this is on the ground for Hosmer over there at first. And he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
The left fielder, number 3, Carl Crawford.
So the base is empty here with 1 away. And that'll bring in the dangerous left fielder, Carl Crawford. Here's the first offering. They'll try and entice him with a high fastball, but he wouldn't commit. It's ball 1. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. 1-0 on the way. Now he runs up and gets this one down. And the throw in time to get Crawford as he can't bunt his way aboard here.
And not only has he not allowed a hit to this point, but he's also faced the minimum so far. You can't do much better than that.
Yasiel Puig will stand in here hoping to pick up his club's first hit in the contest. Here's the first offering. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball 1.
And if he can get himself into a fastball count, don't be surprised if he has a big cut at something. Maybe try and break this tie ball game.
1-0. 2-0 now. Now the 2-0 home. Gets the call on the changeup there. 2-1.
Yeah, you don't see 2-0 changeups too often, but if you know a good hitter's going to be sitting fastball, don't give him what he wants.
Ready with the 2-1. Nip the corner. 2-2. The 2-2 coming. And now this ball's lifted in the air down the right field line, but this will get back into the seats, so the count holds at 2-2. Full count, 3-2. Matt Kemp would be next. Dodgers have yet to break into the hit column here. The 3-2 pitch. And he comes back with a fastball. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Dodgers down in order. On to the bottom of the fourth now, still with no score. Billy Butler will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so against a guy who's definitely in a groove out there.
Yeah, he struck out the side his last time through, and they've got to do something to get this guy out of the role that he's been on.
Here's the first pitch now from Greinke. Here's Greinke back to work now as he jumps ahead of the first man to greet him. It's strike one.
Go, Billy.
And the pitch. And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now.
First a curveball, then a changeup. Not what you'd expect from a power pitcher.
Here it comes. And this is going to be a foul ball. Here's another 0-2. Pitch in the dirt is swung on and missed, so he'll need to get the force at first. And the throw will indeed take care of him for the first out. So with one away, let's punch up the graphic and show you the pitch speed comparison for the two starters here in the fourth inning. And both guys bringing it pretty good. A couple of matching 94s as the two top speeds thus far. Eric Hosmer will stand in. He drew base on balls his first time. Now the first pitch. And he grooves the fastball there. This is hit high and deep out to straightaway center field. Kemp back to the track as he takes it for out number 2.
You just get the sense that he's got it on cruise control out there now. Make it 9 in a row, he said.
Alex Gordon will stand in. He grounded out his first time. Now here's the first pitch. And he'll look at a first pitch curveball that's in the dirt. It's ball 1. The 1-0 home. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Sometimes all it takes is just one call to go against you, like that one right there, and then you get yourself out of your own rhythm. You got to be able to put that behind you and move on.
Come on, Royals, go.
2-0 on the way. And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
And we've seen guys swing at that four-seam riding fastball up in the zone. But you're never going to get on top of that thing when it's up that high.
Here it comes, 2-1. And this pitch is hit foul off to the left and out of play, so the count goes to 2-2 now. Sets the 2-2 pitch. And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that, the side is retired. We'll see Matt Kemp start things out when we return. Through 4, still tied, 0-0. Matt Kemp will stand in to lead things off here, and his guys have been unable to get anything going to this point.
Yeah, and you think so many times in the postseason, we see starting pitching really come to the forefront, and this guy's been every bit as good as advertised so far.
First pitch coming. And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. All right, 4 scoreless innings in the books. What's it going to take to push across our first run?
Well, I think both pitchers have really dominated so far. This is where getting the leadoff guy on is so key. You know, get the pitcher into the stretch, get him out of his comfort zone, and maybe your offense can go from there.
Here's the 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. A 2-1 offering. There, this one's for Moustakas at third. And the 5th inning will start with a ground out, 1 away.
I think we expected to see a well-pitched game coming in, and we got one. Starting to look like the team who scores first might be the one who wins.
So the bases are empty with 1 man gone. And stepping in now, the slugging first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Knuckle curve breaks outside for ball 1. Now Gonzalez awaits the 1-0. And 2-0 as this one's taken low.
And on 2-0, this is where he's the most dangerous up there. I know it's a fastball count, but I would maybe think about something else.
The 2-0 on the way. And now a called strike that time as the zone expands a bit here. It's 2-1 now.
And maybe that's off the black just a little bit, but when you're around the plate as much as he's been, you're going to find that you're going to get a few calls like that.
Over towards the dugout, but this one will get into the stands. Here's the 2-2 home. Now the shift won't matter here as this is skied out to center field. Kane is there, 2 gone. A look at our line score to this point, and I'm almost certainly jinxing things by pointing it out, but it's worth mentioning that 0 in the hit column through 2 outs here in the 5th. So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and here now a tough out in the person of the shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. And here's the first pitch. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1.
Well on his way to another good inning right here, and you see the pitch count. It's not even close to being a factor just yet. The 1-0. Runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now.
And after the strikeout his first time around, I think he was able to use that first at-bat as a learning experience. Those have both been real good takes.
2-0 count, the pitch. Down low, and the plot thickens here, 3-0.
I think at this point, a 2-out walk isn't the worst thing in the world. You'd like to avoid it if you can, but this can be a dangerous spot if you just groove one.
Here comes the 3-0. And good contact there as this is hit high and deep to right center. And this is going to find the alley. Extra bases here for Ramirez. And he's in there safely. He's got a double.
You can bet when he was heading around first, he started talking to himself. Do I get 3? Do I get 3? But with 2 outs already, there's no sense in taking the risk, so he wisely holds on at second base.
In now is A.J. Ellis as the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. From the stretch. Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt. That's low, but called a strike anyway. Nothing in 2 now.
Well, no taking now. He's going to have to swing the bat.
He's set, now the pitch. And a liner foul into the seats down the right side. Another 0-2 home. Off the plate at 94, 1-2. He's ready, now the pitch. And he watches a called third strike on the cut fastball that time, and that will retire the side. Danger averted following the 2-out double. More coming up from Game 5 after this. Salvador Perez will stand in to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch on the way. And he'll take strike one on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. Now the pitch. That's in there as well. It's a quick 0-2 count.
Right back, same pitch, also knee high. He wasn't buying that one either. He's going to have to do something now. He's down 2 strikes.
Now here's the pitch. Curveball, but he can't get him to chase it 1-2.
Yeah, that's the put-away curveball. A great pitch with 2 strikes. Start it in the zone and then let it work out and see if he'll chase.
The right-hander deals on 1-2. Changeup, and that fades down and away, 2-2.
Yeah, all hard stuff here to get ahead, but now they're trying to get him out with a breaking ball, and he's not falling for it.
Here now the 2-2. Fastball didn't miss by much, and it's a full count now, 3-2.
Oh, I think he'd be real happy with a leadoff walk. Something just to get things started against this guy.
Here's the full count offering. He goes the other way as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. And he will run this one down, moving to his right, and that's the first out of the inning.
Oh, it makes such a difference here when you play during the day versus playing at night. 6 hours ago, this might have split the gap, but here it hangs up just long enough for him to run it down out there in right center field.
The third baseman, Mike Moustakas now. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1.
Yeah, and when that pitch starts off outside, it's much easier to get a better view of it and then just lay off.
Get
1-0 pitch now. Now he gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Just one hit apiece for both of these clubs. Moustakas waits on the 1-1. That's on the corner to put him behind now, 1-2.
Straight paint at 94 miles an hour. Not a lot of movement there, but it's right on a dime.
1-2. Here's a bouncing ball past Greinke and into center field, a base hit.
Yeah, and guys, there's a look at his line through the first few innings. Pretty dominant so far. Just the second hit he's allowed tonight, and the first one didn't wind up hurting him at all. So we'll see if he can get out of this inning as well.
Omar Infante will stand in, a line-out victim his first time. Here it comes now to Infante. There's the cut fastball, but it's low, 1-0. Now the 1-0. And this will find the seats behind the first base dugout. Greinke ready now, the 1-1. And he comes back with a fastball, 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. And this is lifted out towards straightaway center field. And Kemp will look this one in for route number 2.
Well, the only good news that comes out of this at-bat is that he stayed out of the double play. Other than that, this at-bat really didn't achieve a whole lot.
Lorenzo Cain will try it again. Set down on strikes his first time. First pitch coming. And this one runs up high. Ball 1. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors so far for the Royals. Here's the 1-0. And he swings and pops it foul behind the plate. And this will not be caught. It's a foul ball. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, that pitch is still up a little bit, but at least this one was out on a corner. But I don't think I'd want to be making a living up there too much.
Here's Greinke's 1-2. Now a swing and a ground ball for Ramirez at short. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Royals leave 1. 6th inning coming up. Still zip, zip. Justin Turner will start things out for the Dodgers in their half of inning number 6.
Justin Turner.
Now here's the first pitch. And he couldn't hold back that time. They say he went around at strike 1. Not too many strikeouts on the ledger for him so far, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd like to see him miss a few more bats, but as long as you're keeping guys off balance and you're letting your defense help you, you don't need to strike a ton of guys out to be successful.
Now the pitch. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
And that changeup's not really a pitch you can sit on with 2 strikes. Because if he gives you that fastball, you'll be an hour late on it. That's a great job of not showing that pitch until he was ready to punch him out.
Stepping in now, Thomas Whiters. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. Here's a 1-0. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
2 balls, no strike.
Here comes the 2-0. Good downward movement fooled him there. 2-1.
Boy, when he's got that thing going good, it just takes a nosedive right at the end.
No runs, just 1 hit. No errors for the Dodgers thus far. Now a swing and a sharp ground ball to third. Throw in time at first for out number 2.
Now batting, second baseman, Dee Gordon.
Dee Gordon will stand in again. A couple of ground outs for him on the ledger in his 2 trips so far. First offering on the way. And a ball, 1-0.
1 ball, no strike.
And with that last pitch, Shields up to 68 so far. 1-0 on the way. And he'll just watch that knuckle curve. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled back. Now the 1-2 home to Gordon. Now a line drive that's going to carry over the head of Escobar into left center. Base hit.
You think he was looking for a fastball there? I think he was. That's about as hard a hit ball as you're going to see, and he was right on that one.
Here's Carl Crawford now as he gets under the first pitch and sends a fly ball out to right field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Dodgers leave one. Still no score. Nori Aoki will stand in now. He singled and struck out in 2 trips.
Right fielder, Nori Aoki.
First pitch coming. And this is going to be fouled into the diamond level seats. Here's the pitch. This is swung on and lifted down the left field line, but it'll get back into the crowd as he jumps ahead of him now, 0-2. And a waste pitch there, 1-2.
Well, I think that fastball is just for show there. He's not trying to throw this for a strike.
The 1-2. Goes the other way, and he got a lot of it out to deep left. Therefore, it is Crawford, 1 gone.
Another guy retired there. You see his pitching line to this point. It's phenomenal. Just 2 hits. Both of them are singles. And he's hardly even been in trouble. Thorough domination so far.
Alcides Escobar will stand in now. He flew out in his first time around and then was a strikeout victim last time. First pitch to him. Curveball looked at here for strike 1. Pitch on the way. Right back to the curve, but this one misses low. It's a ball and a strike. The 1-1 on its way to Escobar. And this is taken for a called strike. Oh, that's a tough call. Now 1-2.
Yeah, that's just the same pitch 3 times in a row. I guess he figures, why mess with success when you get it to 1-2?
Here comes the 1-2. And here's a changeup in there for a called 3rd strike, and that's the 2nd out of the inning.
And he's having a rough go of it so far. His 2nd strikeout of the ball game. You can see him gesturing that he thinks that pitch was outside, but you know, I think once he gets a look at it in the clubhouse, he'll probably change his tune.
Billy Butler will get another shot. Struck out swinging his last time. Here's the first pitch to him. And he'll try to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. Next pitch will be an even 80 so far for Greinke. And it's a called strike to even the count at 1.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1 now.
Well, much better approach here at the plate so far. Now, he's not working from behind in the count like he has his first few at-bats.
Now the 2-1 pitch. And he fires a fastball now for a called strike 2.
A strike away now from getting through 6 shutout innings here, and that's no small feat against this lineup.
Now the 2-2 pitch. And he struck him out, his 8th punch out of the ball game, and that one ends the inning. KC down in order. And this is still a 0-0 ball game. Back here at Kauffman Stadium here in Kansas City. It's on to the 7th now in game number 5. But before the inning gets underway, let's fill you in on what's happened with our game summary. Yasiel Puig will come forward now to begin the 7th inning in what's been a very briskly played ball game here tonight.
That's what happens when you get two starters that are on top of their game. Been great pitching, great defense, not a lot of base runners, and very even game through 6 innings.
And with Adrian Gonzalez just around the corner, we'll see a lefty getting loose in the bullpen now. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Yet again, another first pitch strike.
And it's a big reason of why he's having the success he is. You establish the count in your favor right away, and it just opens up the door to so many more options going forward.
And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Now here it comes. And that fastball's too much for him there. 1-2. Here comes a 1-2. And here's a ball lifted back toward the stands in right, so we'll try it again at 1-2. Here's another 1-2. Now another pitch is hit foul and headed for the seats, so the count will stay put at 1-2. Here he comes again, 1-2. And he'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
And you know, this is what the good ones do. They can wait you out up there. They sort of foul pitches off. They take pitches. They make the pitcher come to you.
And he misses this one inside, and that'll run things full. 3-2.
He knows the drill out there. You gotta make him swing the bat and not be giving up walks at this stage of the game, because those could be fatal.
Now a hard hit ball back up the middle. And now a bobble, and he's not going to have a play.
Maybe a turning point here in a tie ball game. They catch a break, they get the infield single on this ball. Now what will they do from there? They've got tons of options.
Matt Kemp will dig in for a third time now. He's popped out and grounded out so far. Now the first pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. From the belt, kicks and deals. Now a ball hit high and deep, carrying towards the corner. But this will land foul shy of the wall. Comes set, now the pitch. Oh, and Kemp fails to connect there as this is cut on and missed for the first out of the inning.
And they took him right up the elevator shaft on these 3 pitches. And you can chart where they are. First one low, second one about belt high, and then the third one up around the letters. 3 different locations, each yielding the same result.
Here's Adrian now. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Now Gonzalez awaits the 1-0. That command may be starting to drift a bit. It's 2-0 now.
Well, if he's missing right here, he ain't missing by much. Not getting too many favors behind the plate.
Now the 2-0. And a very low strike there. Trying to speed up the game, perhaps. It's 2-1. Makeup call there?
Well, I don't know, but let's just say they're even.
He's ready now. The pitch. Puig off for second. Here's a hard hit ball back up the middle. Throw right there, and that takes care of Gonzalez. 2 gone now.
Yeah, and here with the runner who's on the move, you've got no chance of even thinking about getting the double play. So a smart idea there just to take the sure out at first.
Hanley Ramirez stand in now in as pressure-filled a spot as one could imagine, with this World Series potentially hanging in the balance. Here's the first offering. First offering to him stays upstairs. It's a ball and no strikes. Bullpen working behind him, but you know this guy does not want to give up the baseball.
And he never does. I just don't think that's in his mentality.
Here's the 1-0. Up around the letters with that one for ball 2. Looks like he's not going to see anything here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. They gave him 2 shots to see if he'd go out of the zone to try to chase. And after that, I'm thinking they should just put him on.
Here comes the 2-0. 3-0 now. Not the first time he's felt the squeeze tonight.
Yeah, he's looking and saying, what do I got to do to get a strike?
The 3-0. And no doubt about this one. It's in there. 3-1.
Yeah, he's definitely still bringing it. It's the 7th inning, and we're still hearing the catcher's mitt snapping all the way up here.
Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 2 down. Here he comes on 3-1. Right field. Aoki is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 1 left for L.A. We are still scoreless. Eric Hosmer will step in now to lead off the home half of the 7th. Some action in the Dodger bullpen now, as it appears they have both a lefty and a right-hander up and throwing. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0.
Well, one thing we've seen from this guy on the mound so far, when he makes bad pitches, they typically miss out of the strike zone. They don't miss in the zone where they can be crushed.
And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to think twice about that one. And now he's got a good hitter's count here, 2-0.
Now the 2-0. Hit high but foul, as that'll get in amongst the fans. Here it comes. Swinging a ball hit on the ground, but this will be a foul ball as that evens things at 2-2. 2-2. Now a swing and a ground ball, and a rather easy first out. Alex Gordon will try it again. He's grounded out and struck out in 2 trips. Here's the first offering. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. You have to say they've really had a good game plan for attacking the 3, 4, 5 hitters all game long.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that's better than a game plan has been the execution of that game plan. You're exactly right. They've held this lineup at bay.
Swing and a miss, and he needs a little discipline here, 0-2.
Boy, I'll tell you, to be down 0-2 against a guy like this with the stuff he's got tonight, Not a comfortable spot to be.
The pitch. And he wastes a fastball high there, 1-2.
Could be that high fastball there was just a setup pitch. Now you've kind of established that high sight level. Could be a good time to break off a nasty curveball.
The 1-2 with one away. And this is going to find the crowd down the left field line. Count holds at 1-2. Now another 1-2. Just does manage to get a piece there as this is bounced foul. Through 6 1/3, Greinke's still working on a shutout. And he'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
And this is where he gets so tough. He's seen everything you've got, but you've still got to make one more good pitch to get him out.
2-2 pitch on the way. He'll fight just to stay alive here as this is fouled away. Ready with another 2-2. Started to go. They'll look for the appeal down to third and ring him up, says the third base umpire. He's gone.
Oh, that could be the defining moment of the game right there. He's got one more guy to get through in the inning, but that was a huge out, number 2.
Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. Changeup stays outside and he's behind 2-0. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. The 2-0. This ball will be chopped foul. Here comes the 2-1. Now a swing and a ball popped in the air back behind short. And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. Royals go down 1-2-3. Still no score. A.J. Ellis will get us going now in the top half of the 8th.
The catcher, number 17, A.J. Ellis.
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. And here's the first pitch. First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Well, that man right there is into his 8th inning of work now. Any concerns going forward?
Well, I think the only thing you have to worry about is that pitch count you see right there. Other than that, he's earned the right to stay out there. Usually the other team will tell you when you're starting to get tired.
In for a strike, it's 1-1.
And against a guy like this, you're usually only going to get one pitch to hit in that bat. Sometimes you might not even get that, so that's one he may want back.
Here comes the 1-1. And that's swung on and fouled straight back. Now the 1-2. Swing and a ball hit foul as this will find the seats in right. He'll try again, 1-2. Trying to pick up that outside corner, but this misses, and it's back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's a good battle to start this inning. That's what you like to see when you've got a guy out there that's getting up there in the pitch count.
Now here's the pitch. Here's a ball lifted in the air for Nori Aoki in right, and he's got it for the first out.
Yeah, he just keeps rolling right along. Shut out intact as you get a look at his line so far. Through 7 1/3 innings now, they have just not been able to mount any type of offense against him at all.
Justin Turner will dig in. Strikeout victim his last time. Now the first pitch. Now a swing, and he pops him up right up the chute. This may be tough behind the plate, and he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out.
Yeah, a good pitch there as he gets the pop out on the fastball as we take a look at his pitch breakdown so far.
Thomas Whiters will try it again. 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground ball thus far. Now here's the first pitch. This is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike one. And the pitch. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. 2 out, nobody on. 1-1 pitch on the way. Now this is back up the middle, and the go-ahead run's going to reach here with 2 away. It's a base hit.
A good job here. Stays inside the ball well, doesn't roll over, and just shoots this ball right back up the middle.
Here's D. Gordon now, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1.
And that has been the comfort zone so far in this outing. He's just lived on that outside corner, and it's paid big dividends for him.
From the belt, the pitch. Set up away with the changeup, but it's 1-1.
And the reason he's working away so much here is because he's got that big hole on the right side of the infield to worry about. You don't want to give this guy something where he can just roll over a ground ball and still get it into right field.
Pause, now the pitch. Oh, he got his fastball that time as this one sent into right center. That's a base hit. And that's going to move that go-ahead run to second now with 2 gone.
Yeah, sometimes after 2 outs, you can let your guard down out there on the mound. But all of a sudden, back-to-back hits have given him a bit of a wake-up call here.
Now here comes Kansas City manager Ned Yost making that slow walk to the mound. And that's going to be all for James Shields. So he'll leave with a couple of runners aboard that are his responsibility, meaning he'd be happy to get out of here with a no decision. So a call to the bullpen now, and they'll make a move for the left-hander here. Carl Crawford will step in now in a big spot here in a game as close as this one.
And a chance at redemption, too, because he hasn't done much through his first 3 plate appearances, but he could make up for all of that with a base hit right here.
First pitch on the way. Now a first pitch changeup here. Too far inside. It's 1-0.
Anxious moments all over the ballpark now. These folks can hardly bear to watch.
The 1-0 pitch. And maybe a little frustrated on the mound here as the fastball misses for ball 2 now.
Well, you've got the matchup you wanted, but that's not going to amount to much if you can't throw strikes.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Too high. And it's 3-0. The alarm bells are ringing now.
They're getting louder and louder, too.
Here it comes, the 3-0. Lined hard to center field. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. A golden opportunity to get on the board here goes for naught. More on tap from Game 5 after this. Mike Moustakas will dig in, 1 for 2. He grounded out the first time and followed that with a base hit in his second plate appearance. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. In need of a quick inning here, but he starts this one with a ball. It's 1-0.
And for all the pitches he's thrown, only 1 walk so far. That's a little bit surprising.
Here comes the 1-0. Now a ball sprayed foul into the seats near third. Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. And here's a slider for a called strike, and he's behind 1-2 now.
Ooh, another good pitch there. I'm not sure he's thrown a bad slider tonight. Every one of them has had a ton of movement.
Here's Greinke's 1-2. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. The 2-2. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. Now another 2-2. Swing and a ball hit hard on the ground to short. Throw on to first by Ramirez takes care of him, 1 away. Our line score there says it all to this point, or if you prefer, it doesn't say anything. Nothing our score as you start to wonder if anyone's going to play to run in this one. Omar Infante will dig in now. He's lined out and flied out in 2 trips. First pitch coming. And this is fouled back and out of play. Here it comes now to Infante. Now a fastball. Look out as he has to duck out of harm's way there.
Yeah, he's not trying to hit him, I don't think, but sometimes you need to keep guys honest up there. I think that's all he was trying to do there.
The 1-1 home. Swing and a liner, but this is going to get fouled. One, 2. Now a ball hit hard towards center, and Infante's aboard. It's a base hit.
You know, that's what they needed. It's just a 1-out single, nothing too amazing. Now at least you get that guy into the stretch and maybe give your guys a little hope up there.
And now we see Dodgers manager Don Mattingly out of the dugout and on his way to the mound. And he's going to make a change here, as that's going to be all tonight for Zack Greinke. He'll depart with our score tied, and he'll still be accountable for the runner at first, and the best he can do is a no decision in this one. Chad Billingsley will come on now as he inherits a runner at first with already 1 out in the inning.
Chad Billingsley.
Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's the potential go-ahead run. Lorenzo Cain will be the first to greet him here as he'll stand in with a runner at first and 1 away. Now here's the first pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. Seemed to quicken his delivery to the plate on that last pitch.
Well, you got to remember the slide step does 2 things for you. It gets the catcher the ball quicker so he can throw a guy out, or it will hold the runner on first so he doesn't steal it all.
He waits. Now the pitch. Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. Ready now on 1-1. 1-1 pitch is lifted in the air out to right. There to make the play is Puig for route number 2.
Now batting, right fielder, Nori Aoki.
Nori Aoki will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far. Now some action out in the bullpen as a lefty and a right-hander begin throwing. First pitch coming. There's a fastball to start him off, but that misses for ball 1. And you figure now this would be a spot where that man might try to take second base.
And it wouldn't be a bad idea to hold the ball a little longer out there on the mound. Really vary your time to the plate. You can't be predictable out there or he'll take advantage.
Runner back standing. The next pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 92 on the radar gun that time.
Yeah, there's a good one right there. Right over the top. And just fire that thing in there.
2 out with the possible go-ahead run at first. Now the 1-1 pitch. Now here's a line drive, and this is going to get down for extra bases. Around third and being waved on home. And the runner will score from first.
Oh, that's a big at-bat right there. He gets a good pitch that he can handle, and boy, does he put a charge into this one. And that's going to wind up plating the go-ahead run as he's into second base with an RBI double.
Alcides Escobar will step in with a big opportunity to get that insurance run home from second. First offering on the way. And there's the fastball Billingsley has that we've heard so much about. Good for strike 1. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. As a look, now the pitch. Swing and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he'll get under it to put it away in foul territory, and that ends the inning. A run for the Royals on the RBI double. Last chance coming up here for the Dodgers. It's now 1-0 Royals. Greg Holland is on now to try to close things down here in the ninth. Pedro Siriaco will come on defensively now as he takes over at second.
Now playing second base, number 37, Pedro Siriaco.
Yasiel Puig will be the one to start things off, with his guys needing a 9th inning rally here if this series is going to make it to a Game 6.
Yasiel Puig.
Action in that KC pen now as a right-hander's begun to loosen up. Now a ball pulled hard but fouled off to the left. The 0-1. Slider, and that's in there for strike 2. Now the 0-2 pitch. And he looks at a ball, 1-2. The right-hander deals on 1-2. This is offered at in the dirt for strike 3. Just needs to make that easy throw to first. Throw on to first is in time to get him, so that'll go down as a strikeout and a 2-3 putout for out number 1.
Yeah, you got to give him credit for hustling down that line. Some guys, most guys, will just stand there and let the catcher tag him, but He's the tying run, so he's giving it his all. He makes that catcher work back there to get the out at first.
So here's Matt Kemp now. As he takes a cold strike on the black, it's 0-1.
Yeah, a little surprising he didn't offer it that way. That was a dangerous spot for a good fastball hitter.
The 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Right back to the outside part of the plate, but that misses as well. It's 2-1. One out, nobody on. Now the 2-1. And this one's low here, so the count swells to 3-1.
Well, I think it's time to attack now because these guys haven't been in too many good hitters' counts. This is where you need to pounce.
The 3-1 pitch. And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Well, as a closer, you don't want to walk anybody, but obviously that's not always going to be the case. So with one away, that gives these guys renewed hope.
Adrian Gonzalez will step in with the tying run on first, so he's got to concentrate and work on getting on base here. Here's the first pitch. And a pitch out, but no movement from Kemp over at first. The 1-0. A high strike there, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, that finds a zone, but some of these pitches are getting a little too much elevation. That could come back to bite him.
Runner at first here, 1 man out. The 1-1 pitch. Ooh, jumped the gun a bit on that swing, and he's down 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one.
Yeah, an interesting setup now on 2-2. Here's where you really need to pay attention to that guy at first.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw is not in time as he just gets in ahead of the throw.
All right, a big strikeout there. You know, that keeps that tying run at second with 2 away now.
Hanley Ramirez will stand in, and their season hangs in the balance here as they're down to their final out.
Let's get him out.
First pitch to him. First pitch is a slider called for a strike. That man's team has definitely shot itself in the foot with all the strikeouts so far.
It seems like it's been a growing trend so far, but man, you just got to be able to put the ball in play when you've got runners in scoring position.
The 0-1. Pitch is way outside, and that's straight to the backstop. And he's going to make it up to third here as he advances on the wild pitch.
With 2 outs already, this isn't the end of the world from a defensive perspective, but now at least you bring in the possibility of an infield single, or a booted grounder, or even another wild pitch bringing that run home.
The 1-1. A swing and a miss on a good pitch, and the Dodgers are down to their final strike now.
Maybe you worry about this guy getting a little too slider happy. That's 3 in a row now, so you're giving that guy at the plate a pretty good look at it.
Now the 1-2 pitch. And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2. A sold-out crowd of 39,000 on their feet here in KC. This one misses, and that'll fill the count here, 3-2 with 2 away.
Well, you don't want to get caught looking on the final out, so that's a tough pitch to lay off.
Men on third with 2 down. Now the 3-2 pitch on the ground to third. And the run will score from third as that ties things at 1.
Well, that's one way to get yourself on the scoreboard for the first time. They always say, get that runner home any way you can. And, well, this counts. It'll be scored an infield single and an RBI.
Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. In now is A.J. Ellis. Low with a fastball here in the dirt even. It's ball 1. And now the wheels spin in that first base dugout.
Oh, that man right there has got to be sweating bullets. Hard to say I blame him at all.
.0 on the way. Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1. 2 out with the possible go-ahead run at first. The 1-1 pitch. Now a foul tip that's held onto at the plate, and the count moves to 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. There goes Hanley for second, and he strikes him out on a good pitch. So 1 run can win it as we head to the bottom of the inning. So not a good turn of events for this home crowd, as now their 9th inning lead has evaporated. Heart of the order 3, 4, and 5 will get their shot in the bottom of the 9th. All tied at 1-1. Billy Butler will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far. First pitch coming. And a fastball there is inside as that one backed him up a bit.
Oh. That's what you call getting in tight with the fastball.
Here's the 1-0 pitch now to Butler. First 2 pitches off the mark here. It's 2-0.
Well, he almost hit him on the last pitch, and he's showing he doesn't care. He's coming right back inside.
Hitters count 2-0. Missed with it again, and it's 3-0 now. On deck, there's Eric Hosmer. Here it is, the 3-0. That one's in there, 3-1.
Yeah, a much better pitch there than the one he threw on 2-0.
On the way. Ball bounced foul over near the longtime infielder and current third base coach Dale Swain. Full count offering on its way. Now a ball hit pretty well to the left, but this is going to wind up in the seats foul. He'll try it again, 3-2. Boy, really making him work now as the 7th pitch of the at-bat is also fouled away, so the count will hold steady at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now a sharply hit ball back up the middle, and it's a base hit, so there you go. The potential winning run aboard to start off the home half of the 9th.
You talk about a guy who's really stepped it up all throughout this postseason. Here's your man right here. He's on base again as he leads off the inning with a base hit.
First baseman Eric Hosmer is in. Now he turns on one and rips it down the line. Step on the bag for one. Throw back to second, and that's a double play. Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half, it's 0-1.
A high fastball that time in the strike zone and on the outside corner. But that is a dangerous spot to be pitching if you're only throwing in the low 90s.
Now the pitch. And here's a curveball in the dirt that time for a ball. 1-1. Now, how important is it going to be for this guy to throw that curveball for strikes?
I don't know that he necessarily needs to ever throw it for a strike. I mean, if it's around the plate and he's getting guys to go after it, it's doing its job. But if he starts to get too high or too far outside, then it's just an easy take.
2-1. Here's a swing and a high pop-up. Drifting toward the third base dugout. Whiters is there to make the catch, and the side is retired. Royals bats are quiet there. Score remains tied 1-1. Lewis Coleman will come on now as he'll take over to start the extra frames.
31, Lewis Coleman.
Justin Turner will come on now to start things out in the 10th. And you have to figure the momentum is squarely on their side after the manner in which that 9th inning went down.
Yeah, just a great comeback to tie the game in the top of the 9th, followed by putting up a 0 in the bottom half. This is a ball club that just won't quit out there, and they're going to keep fighting until the last out.
Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. And a fastball runs in a bit too close for comfort that time.
Whoa, there's that calling card right there. First pitch up and in right out of the bullpen. Wake up, everybody.
The 1-0. Slider, and this is hit on the ground out to short. Throw to first gets him. One out here to lead off the 10th.
Up next for the Dodgers, third baseman, Thomas Whiters.
Thomas Whiters will get another crack. 1 for 3 thus far. Now the first pitch. Trying to jam him with the first pitch slider, but it's in a bit too tight for ball 1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. 1-0. And that's too high, ball 2. Here's the 2-0. Fouled back. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Oh, this ball's laced, and it's going to get down into the right center field gap. Around first, digging for 2 now. And he is into second base with 1 away as the go-ahead run.
Man, I'll tell you, you talk about veteran leadership and showing youngsters how to approach each and every at-bat at the major league level. Well, just show him the tape of this swing. If he tries to pull this pitch, it's either a 4-hopper or an easy fly ball. Instead, he knows just to basically throw his hands at this thing, and he's able to drive it the other way for a double.
Here's D. Gordon now. As he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. The 0-1. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with one away. The 1-1 pitch. And he gets under this one a bit as this is lifted into center field. Kane is there now, and he has it. 2 gone.
I think at first he probably had thoughts about tagging up here, but there's that old baseball adage, don't make the last out of the inning at third base. So staying at second, probably the right call.
Carl Crawford will stand in now in what could be one of the bigger at-bats of the ball game.
And what he has to do right here is put his 0 for 4 out of his mind. He hasn't had the greatest of performances to this point in the game, but he could make up for it with a big hit right here.
Stop him right here! Just get the ass! Don't let him score!
Here's the first offering. A fastball here as we'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. The 1-0. And this is going to find the crowd down the left field line. It's a ball and a strike. The 1-1 pitch. In for a strike, and he jumps ahead 1-2 now.
Nothing fancy. 3 fastballs so far in this at-bat. He could go just about anywhere from here.
Now the 1-2 pitch. And that's swung on and fouled straight back. Ready with another 2-strike offering. Inside with the slider, and that'll back him up a bit. But one thing he's shown so far, he's not afraid to work inside.
Yeah, with that base open right now, he shouldn't have to be afraid. If you do hit him, big deal. Get the next guy.
Here he comes on 2-2. Now a slider in the dirt. Good block by the catcher there. Yasiel Puig would be next. 3-2, here it comes. And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
That's a good at-bat there. Sometimes in extra innings, guys start to chase because they're getting tired and frustrated, and they're looking for one big hit. That's not the case here.
Yasiel Puig will try again. Struck out swinging his last time through. Here's the first offering. Now a little tapper here up the first baseline. This is foul for the first strike. The 0-1. Grounded foul off to the right. Now the 0-2 pitch. And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. But this will wind up foul. Still 0-2. Ready with another 0-2. Slider, but that's low as it's dug out by the catcher there.
Still now on 1-2, you don't have to make the perfect pitch out there. The count is still well in your favor on the mound.
2 men are on with 2 men out. Now the 1-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, 2 left. So one will win it here as we go to the bottom of inning number 10. All tied at 1-1. Salvador Perez will stand in. He flew out his last time up.
Catcher, Salvador Perez.
Here's the first pitch to him. A bit high there. A ball and no strikes.
You can do it!
The 1-0 home. And this one's over for a high strike, 1-1.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd be in any big hurry to challenge this guy again. I'd see if I could make him go out of the zone, maybe chase a bad pitch.
1-1 on the way. A little bit outside, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Called strike that time, and it's even at 2-2. A pretty dangerous spot for that one.
I don't think it was by design. It's one thing to miss your spots out of the zone, but when you miss in the zone, especially up, that's when you tend to get hurt.
Here comes a 2-2. A late swing here as this is hit hard to the right side. And Gonzalez takes this one over to first himself for the out.
Third baseman, number 8,
Mike Moustakas will step in, a ground-out victim as last time. And here's the first pitch. And they start him with one high and away for ball one. Mike 1-0 pitch now. And a good heater as he just watches this baby, a ball and a strike. One out, nobody on. 1-1. He goes the other way as this is hit well out toward deep left field. And this is taken in by Crawford now for out number 2.
2 up, 2 down to start off the bottom half. Starting to look like this one's going to go another inning. Great.
Pedro Siriaco steps in now. Now here's the first pitch. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball one.
A lot of late movement on that fastball. That nearly came back to the outer edge.
Now the 1-0. Just lucky to make contact on that one as it's chopped foul. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a ball chopped foul down the left side. The 1-2. Now here's a ball hit hard on the ground to second. Throw on to first, and we are going to the 11th inning. KC down in order. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Aaron Crow will be summoned from the bullpen here as he'll take over to start inning number 11.
Aaron Crow.
Matt Kemp will stand in to lead off the inning. Middle third of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6 as they try to get something going.
This whole lineup's been pretty quiet all game long. Just the one run, that's it.
Shut him down now.
And here's a called strike at the knees. Don't think he liked that one too much, but it's 0-1.
Yeah, nice to get that call right out of the bullpen.
Pitch on the way. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the 1-1. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. Here comes the 1-2. And there's one that misses to Kemp as he works it back to 2-2.
Yeah, after that last swing, I would have thought they'd go right back in, but that's actually not a bad location because I doubt he was looking for something out there.
And a full count as that misses. It's 3-2 now. One thing that man right there will not tolerate, leadoff walks.
Especially right out of the bullpen. This might be a quick outing if that happens.
Now the payoff pitch home. Swing and a ball bounced back up the middle. Over to his left. He's up with it. On to first is Escobar, one away. Adrian Gonzalez will dig in. Took a cold third strike his last time. Now the first pitch. A fastball here, too low. It's 1-0. Bases are empty, one man out. Now Gonzalez awaits the 1-0. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, showing no fear there. He put the pitch right at the letters away, but that guy didn't want any part of it.
Here's the 1-1. Slider just off the black there, and it's to 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1 to Gonzalez. Trying to shave that outside corner with the fastball, and he missed it. It's 3-1 now. On deck, there's Hanley Ramirez. Now the 3-1 pitch. And the shift will not amount to much here as this is lifted in the air out to right field. Aoki back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are 2 gone.
2 quick outs here to start things off. Can't ask for much more than this in extra innings. Hold, serve, and then give your guys a shot to win in the bottom half.
Hanley Ramirez will step in, an RBI single this last time around. First pitch on the way. Up and in there with the first pitch fastball. It's ball 1. Here's the 1-0 now to Ramirez. And looked like ball 2 below the knees, but it's ruled a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1.
And guys, this has been just what the doctor ordered out of the bullpen.
Yeah, they needed him to come in and give him a strong inning, and he's done exactly that.
Now the 1-1 to Ramirez. There's a swing and a ball lifted to left, but back in the seats, out of play. It's 1-2. Here comes a 1-2. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Oh, the crowd thought they had him, but definitely outside. Not by a whole lot.
Now the pitch. And he strikes him out here for out number 3, so after a scoreless top half, they'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. Still tied 1 apiece. Lorenzo Cain will try again. 0 for 3 thus far. Now here's the first pitch. And the first pitch is bounced on the ground to Ramirez at short. 1 away.
Quick outs are the key at this point in the ball game. Save your bullets. You never know how far you're going to have to go.
Nori Aoki will try again. 2 for 4 in the ball game. First pitch coming. Now a check swing as he's able to fight this one off. Foul. Here it comes. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. Here he comes on 2-1. Now this is popped high in the air back near second. And he'll put this away for the second out.
We'll take a look at this on Show Track, and that's been an effective location for him so far. He's really been handcuffing these guys inside, and he gets another pop-up out of it.
Here's Alcides Escobar, the shortstop. As he'll take a look at ball one. Here's the 1-0. And this is hit hard on the ground at first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Royals go down 1-2-3. Score remains tied 1-1. A.J. Ellis will stand in to start out the 12th inning of play, and it starts to become a war of attrition once you've reached this point in the ball game.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where there's some really tired legs out there on both sides. The bullpens have been working overtime. Heck, even the announcers are starting to get a little bit hoarse.
First offering on the way. In the air to left center. Kane is right there, and it's a very quick out, number one. This programming note to pass along: due to the length of our game tonight, the long-running animated series The Wilkersons will not be seen this evening. Again, no episode of The Wilkersons after the game tonight. Justin Turner will stride in, grounded out his last time through. First pitch to him. Now a swing and a ball pulled down the line to third. And past Moustakas down the line. It's a fair ball.
Yeah, and plenty of hits here so far, but not a lot to show for it in the run column. Maybe this can help turn that around as they get a man on here with just one away.
Thomas Whiters will dig in. He doubled his last time. Here's the first pitch. That's hard hit back up the middle. And that'll get through into center field for a base hit. And with that, the go-ahead runs up to second now with only one away.
This is what you call an ambush swing right here. You're hitting in the back of the order. You're looking dead red early in the count. Kind of just hoping the pitcher might relax and forget about you for a minute. Then you get that fastball middle in, and you jump all over it.
Here's D. Gordon now, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. A look at the hit totals there into extra innings. First and second now, one man out. Here's a 1-0. Fouled straight back. Here comes the 1-1. Oh, and he dialed that one down and got him to swing through it. It's 1-2 now.
He's probably lucky he didn't make contact on that one.
Big pitch here, 1-2. And here's a swing and a miss. And that, folks, is a big out, number two.
I love a guy on the mound that will pitch with some emotion. He's not out of this inning yet, but he feels like he's locked in. Did you see his reaction after that strikeout?
All right, let's go.
Here's Carl Crawford now. Now a hard liner toward short, and that's in there. Base hit around third and being waved on home. And the runner will score from second as they take a 2-1 lead.
That's a great example of one teammate picking up another there. After the guy before him struck out, couldn't drive the run in, he gets him off the hook here by knocking in the run with 2 away.
Kelvin Herrera trot in from the bullpen as he inherits a tough spot with 2 on and 2 out. Yasiel Puig will be his first assignment here as he'll face him with runners at first and second and 2 away. Right-hander starts to loosen out from the bullpen now. First pitch coming. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0.
Yeah, that's a good spot to miss against a guy like this. He loves that pitch up in the zone. Most power hitters do, so that's not a bad idea to give him one above the letters.
1-0 on the way. Changed up on him as this is grounded to second. And not too shabby out of the pen. Takes just 2 pitches to get the ground ball, and that ends the inning. Only 1 in the inning here for the guys in blue. Kenley Jansen will come on now, and at least they've saved their closer until this deep into extra innings.
Kenley Jansen.
Billy Butler will come forward now, trying to at least get on base with his guys down to run here in extra innings.
Yeah, I don't think you really need to be swinging for the fences just yet. You just need to find a way to get some guys on base and get that conveyor belt rolling.
First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike.
Well, that's not a really good slider right there. That just had too much of the plate, but this time he gets away with it.
Now here it comes. Ball 1. And now some action in that Dodger bullpen as a left-hander has begun to get loose. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And this is fouled back and out of play. Now the 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. The 2-2 coming. And a bouncing ball, foul. The 2-2 one more time. Full count now. 3-2. On deck, there's Eric Hosmer. Now the 3-2 pitch. And this is taken for ball 4. So just like that, the tying runs aboard to start the home half.
Well, when you're holding on to a 1-run lead, you don't want to start walking him, especially not the leadoff hitter. He'll kick himself over that one, but he's going to have to put it behind him quick.
Eric Hosmer will get another shot. He hit into a double play his last time. Yeah, we see a lefty and a right-hander start to loosen up in the bullpen. Now the first pitch. And that's inside for a ball. 1-0.
Well, not really how you want to start the next guy after a walk. That pitch isn't even close.
Come on, Eric!
A runner at first with no outs here. The 1-0. Cut fastball, and it's by him 1-1. 1-1 home. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Sometimes you just let a guy work his own way into trouble and then take advantage.
Ready on 2-1. Now a ball sliced hard on the ground, but this will wind up a foul ball. 2-2. Nobody out, runner on first. Sets the 2-2 pitch. Swing, hard hit ball to second. Stabs for it. He's got it. Relay to Gonzalez, and it's a double play.
And for as quickly as the tying run gets on base, he's taken away here on the double play. Just a big pitch right there and a very good turn at second base to get them both.
Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon, as he'll take strike 1 on the inside corner. The pitch. Good hard slider there, but it runs away. It's a ball and a strike.
Take it down. Come on, Alex. Come on now, Gordon.
Ready now on 1-1. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes here.
That might have been his best swing of the night there. He was right on it.
Now the 1-2 home to Gordon. Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now. Boy, never a dull moment with this guy on the mound.
Oh, he can sure drive you crazy at times, can't he?
Here's the 2-2 offering. Swing and a broken bat as this ball's hit on the ground. Throw on to first is going to be in time for the final out, and the Dodgers are going to head home still alive in the series. It'll stand at 3-2 now as this one is over.
Well, this one sure didn't come easy. It took them 12 innings to do it, but they come away with a great victory here on the road.
Time for one last check of the line score in this extra innings victory. And guys, a Dodger victory may not have been possible here without the start turned in by this man, Zack Greinke. Put that on a bubblegum card. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, a lot of positives to take from this outing, no doubt. You see the numbers there, 7 1/3 strong innings. He really put him in a good position to win this ball game.
So that's a wrap here tonight. Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, Matt Vasgersian, you've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Facebook at MLB The Show. The Dodgers win it 2-1. Good night from Kansas City.
Here now is our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Dodgers. 2 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left 10 men on base. Kansas City, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. The winning pitcher is Chad Billingsley. Credit the save to Kenley Jansen. The loss goes to Aaron Crow. Time of the ball game, 4 hours and 33 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Kauffman Stadium, 40,793. The Royals thank you for attending and remind you to buckle up and drive home safely.